The alien woman commander refuses to fight after learning the enemy army is human. The battlefield was ready. The skies were gray and heavy with ash from past conflicts, and the tall cliffs surrounding the valley loomed like silent watchers over what was to come. Commander Thalei stood at the edge of her warship, her forearms folded across her armored chest, her violet eyes fixed on the endless horizon. The troops behind her waited with breath held in unity, armored, and ready blades sharpened plasma, cores glowing in anticipation. It was the moment they had trained for, the moment promised for years. But something was wrong. Thalei had received a new report only hours ago, and she had read it in silence, her expression darkening with each line. The enemy they had prepared to face, the force they believed to be a hybrid machine rebellion, was not what they thought. The intelligence now said it was human, fully human. The report had come from the outer scouts who had intercepted communication signals. The languages were primitive yet familiar. It was unmistakable. The voices, the strategies, even the emotion behind the speech patterns. They were human, not modified, not augmented. Just human. Thalei stood alone in her thoughts. Her officers approached one by one, waiting for her command, but she gave none. She looked down at the earth below the warship, then closed her eyes and listened to the wind. It carried the sound of rustling leaves of distant life, and now the heavy truth that would change everything. The humans were real, and they were not the monsters they had been taught to fear. Long ago, during her training, Thalei had read the old records of humans. They were considered extinct or lost after the Great Exodus. Her people, the Thalei, had survived by conquering, adapting, eliminating all threats. They told stories of humans who burned their worlds, who abandoned logic and drowned emotion. But Thalei had also found stories that told another side, that humans could create beauty, love, deeply show mercy, and even die for those they had never met. She turned to her second-in-command, General Vrak, who stood with one eye twitching his clawed hands, gripping his rifle tightly. "They are human," she said at last. Vrak blinked, his eyes narrowing. "Yes, Commander, and what of it? We do not fight humans," Thalei said, "not without knowing why they are here." The troops behind her began to murmur. Confusion flickered through their lines. Vrak stepped closer, his voice low. "We cannot show weakness. If we hesitate, they will strike. They are still the enemy." Thalei stared at him. "I know we're better than anyone here, but I will not lead our warriors into a fight that should not exist. They are not invaders. They are survivors. Like us." Vrak clenched his jaw. "Then what do you intend to do, Commander?" She walked past him, slowly stepping to front of her ship. She activated the comms channel that connected both armies, a secure frequency, one only leaders could access. "This is Commander Thalei of the Thalei fleet," she said, her voice echoing across frequencies. "I have learned your identity. You are human. We believed you were extinct. We were wrong. I will not order my troops to attack. Speak to me. Tell me why you are here." Silence followed. The air remained still. The tension among her troops thickened as seconds passed like hours. Then a voice crackled through the channel. "This is Captain Elias Morgan of the Earthborn Alliance. We did not come to conquer. We were escaping. We found this world uninhabited, or so we thought. We seek refuge. Nothing more." Thalei closed her eyes. Her mind swam with 1,000 thoughts. She remembered the day her own people fled their dying world, the long silence between stars, the first time they touched this land. "We were taught that humans were gone," she said into the comms, "that you had burned everything." "We nearly did," Morgan replied, "but some of us survived. We rebuilt. We learned from our mistakes. We only want peace." Thalei lowered her hand, ending the transmission. The wind blew stronger, now lifting strands of her black hair. She turned to face her army. "We have been lied to," she said. "The enemy is not the beast we were promised. They are human. They bleed like we do. They love like we do. and I will not allow a single drop of their blood to fall under my command." The troops stood motionless. Then one warrior dropped his blade into the dust. Another knelt. Soon half the battalion had lowered their weapons, their eyes on her. Vrak looked at them, then at her, his jaw twitching. "You are ending our legacy." "I am saving it," Thalei replied. "I am ensuring it has meaning." Far below in the valley, a group of humans approached, hands raised in peace, no weapons drawn. They walked slowly, cautiously, unsure if they would be welcomed or destroyed. Thalei descended alone, her feet hitting the earth softly. She walked across the field to meet them, her armor catching light from the rising sun. Captain Morgan, a tall, tired man with lines around his eyes, met her halfway. "You are not what I expected," he said. "Neither are you," Thalei replied. "That gives me hope." Morgan extended his hand. She hesitated, then took it. Their palms met flesh against flesh, and in that moment, the war was over before it began. The soldiers watched from above, some still confused, some relieved. Vrak stood at the helm of the ship, arms cross-faced, unreadable. But he said nothing. In the weeks that followed, the two forces met, shared stories, shared pain. Thalei walked the camps of the humans, spoke with their children, heard their laughter. She learned that even in suffering, the human spirit burned with light. One night, she sat beside a fire with Morgan. He passed her a container of warm broth. She sniffed it, then drank. "It tastes strange," she said. "That means it is good." Morgan laughed. She smiled. "I was told your kind was reckless." "We are," he replied. "But sometimes we are kind too." She looked at the stars. "I never thought I would meet a human, let alone befriend one." Morgan stirred the fire. "There was a time we thought all aliens would want to kill us." Thalei nodded. "There was a time I thought the same of humans." They sat in silence, the flames dancing between them. "Tell me, Morgan," she said, "if I had given the order, would you have fought?" He nodded. "Yes, to protect my people. But I would have regretted it." "So would I." Peace was not perfect. Some of her officers left. Others called her weak. But many stayed, and the alliance grew. Years passed. Camps became cities. Soldiers became teachers. Children were born who had never seen war. Thalei and Morgan led together not as rulers, but as guides. Their past heavy, but their future shared. One day a statue was raised in the valley where they first met. It showed a Velethai hand grasping a human hand. Beneath it, the words carved in both languages. "We chose peace." Thalei stood before it, her eyes wet with memory. A child tugged at her coat. "Why did you stop the war?" she asked. Thalei knelt. "Because I realized the enemy was not a monster. The enemy was just someone I had not yet understood." The child smiled. "I want to be like you when I grow up." "No," Thalei said softly. "Be better." And with that, the child ran off laughing into a world where peace was no longer a dream, but a truth born from courage and the refusal to strike first.